right, here we go. Back in the saddle, back in the studio, Fly on the Wall Productions, bringing you the Aired Out podcast. Live on Facebook and YouTube. We're streamed everywhere you get your podcasts. It's Wednesday, August 12th. The primaries are officially over. The results are posted up on Aired Out this morning, and there is plenty more to say about it. And we will. We have time. 76 right now in the Granite City. We're starting out with sunshine and clouds that are going to be moving in a little bit later, possibly an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon, but it is going to be hot, 87 degrees. Going to be a hot one if you're headed to Courier Park this afternoon for the concerts in the park, the food trucks, the live music, and everything else. Is going to be a hot one for sure. Yeah, tonight, cloudy 73. Tomorrow, morning sun, afternoon clouds, hot again, 91. Tomorrow night for Thunder Road. Looks pretty good at this point, 72 degrees under clouds. Friday, continued hot, though, 88 and cloudy skies. Weekend at this point, first half of it looks better than the second half. Sun and clouds both in the mix, 87 on Saturday, and clouds and thunderstorms on Sunday. A couple of birthdays today. Elizabeth Fry, Justin Lamson, let's see, Darren Giles, Toby White. Happy birthday to you. On the couch right next to me, Sandy Rousse, the president and CEO of Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. It is an absolute pleasure to have you back in here, Sandy. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, JJ. I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
We have a lot to talk about this morning. First thing I want to say is congratulations on a stellar 30th golf tournament. That was amazing.
Yes, it was amazing. We had a great day. It always seems to end up that way.
Yeah.
No matter what. We definitely had a full field of players, and everybody usually comes with a story and a cause. So
Yes.
I'm so grateful that those people show up, because if it wasn't for them, a lot of what we do wouldn't be what it is.
Incredible to think that this Memorial Golf tournament has been going on for this many years, 30 years.
30 years.
And it was just a couple of months ago, a record amount raised.
Right. It was great. Our 30th year, we hit our maximum earnings. So that was wonderful. It
Wow.
was definitely goes to show that our community shows up.
Big
for Central
time.
Vermont Home
Yeah.
Health and Hospice. And that's what we're grateful for. The community is really the bedrock of what we do.
Sure. And the sponsors, look at the long list of them, too. And I'll say this right now, even though the next one is next summer, if you want to be part of that, don't wait. Say now. I would like to be a sponsor, because you guys were selling out. It was incredible.
Right. We definitely were. Like I said, we had a full field, and certainly you want to make it so the players aren't, standing out on the course waiting
Sure.
to play, although heard lots of laughing and all of that. So definitely, worked well. And the Country Club of Barrie was great. They were a great host, and we're really thankful for that partnership as well.
Sure. We've got you in here this morning for a couple of reasons. Number one, to talk about Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. Your summer appeal is going on right now, and we'll talk about the importance of that. But we've attached this summer appeal in great tribute and honor to a man who had a massive impact on so many lives here in Central Vermont. I met Alex in one of those years that I was working at Froggy 100.9, and he was such a great guy. Always had a smile, always was so positive. We lost him a year ago to brain cancer at 33 years old. How is Alex connected to this summer appeal? There's a real personal story here.
Right. So Alex started at the organization in 2020. actually right before kind of everything started closing down with COVID. And he just made an incredible impact. I just remember meeting him when he started, and usually new staff are brought around to the senior leadership to be introduced, etc. And he was, he's tall and big and just like super friendly. And I remember meeting him, and then over time, as we started to get into the shutdown, Alex was one that was like, tell me what I need to do. How can I do it? How can I help? He had quickly built relationships with clients. And it just so happened at that moment in time, I was going through a series of having come off going out in the field with staff on visits. I like to see what they do and how they do it. Certainly get close to the community. And I happened to go out with Alex not long before all of COVID kind of heightened. And it was just incredible to see how he made an impact on these clients that he worked with as a personal care attendant. And these individuals are home. One of our goals for individuals in those programs is how do we keep them independent for as long as possible?
Yeah.
Because these are individuals that if they weren't at home with supports, more than likely they'd have to be in some sort of facility-based living or living with someone on a regular basis. And he just walked into the home, and that individual was so happy to see him, and it was incredible, the relationship he had and what he did and just kind of how he moved around, and that individual trusted him. And they were skeptical of me. But I certainly got to know this client as well over time, and which was really nice through him, and stayed connected and all of that. So,
COVID, as we all know, I think was a time when so many of us were looking for ways to get out of a situation or get out of our employment or to move away from something. Alex was took that opportunity as a way to move in.
Right. Exactly.
It's like he wanted to, he wouldn't allow this to affect him.
Right. He was, always showing up at my door, hey boss, how's it going? And at the time, especially during COVID, there was only so many of us that were based in the office.
Yeah.
And, wearing masks and whatever. And he'd text me, hey boss, how's it going? What can I do to help? And I always knew when he texted, it wasn't just a random thing. He was truly trying to offer something. He was very much about being positive, making sure you're doing okay. How's everybody else doing? And then really promoting peace, and partnership and all those really positive things. And he did that right through until almost the day he passed away.
Yeah.
And I did get a text from him probably a couple days before he passed away with a picture of him up at McClure Miller Respite House is where he went for his last few days of life. And he was in his CVHH gear, his shirt and blanket and all of that.
He was branded.
Yeah, he was branded, and he just was, it was still very positive, even though he was the one that was really going through what other people really should have been supporting.
Yeah. Tell me about, he was a member of the fire department, and
he was.
East Montpelier?
East Montpelier, yes. And at 15, he became a member of the East Montpelier Fire Department. So he started at a very young age, really working and embedded in the community, wanting to help, wanting to really help people and build community and connection. And we CVHHH happened to have a fairly close partnership with East Montpelier Fire Department. And not long after he had been there, it probably was after COVID had settled a bit, we went to the station. We like to talk about what happens when EMS goes into a home and what are their needs. What can we be doing differently to make sure we give them what they need if they have to transport one of our patients and all of that. And Alex was there, and just got everybody together. And it was, he's always trying to bring people together, to solve problems, to make things better, to build those relationships and all of that. So that was definitely prevalent. And I can remember, and I'm going to skip ahead. So Alex's funeral is actually the first funeral that I have been asked to speak at.
Oh boy.
So that was pretty impactful. And it really took me a while to kind of put something together. Not that I didn't have things to say about him, but I was also thinking, my gosh, this is the first time I've done this. And it was pretty raw, like somebody who's 33 passing away, having received care from our organization. Our staff worked tirelessly to support him for quite a long time. And I went to the funeral, and it was just incredible. The first responders that showed up, the people that showed up, his friends that showed up, his caregivers, his employers.
What a testament.
It was, I had never seen anything like it. And it was at the Capitol Plaza at the time. The Capitol Plaza, or no, maybe it had been sold. I can't remember. And we were in the grand ballroom, the very large ballroom. And I stood up, and the room was full to the walls. All the first responders were standing around the edges of the room. There were people standing up and back. There were no more seats. And something came over me, and I remember saying, I feel like Alex is just going to walk into the room and be like, it just felt like he was there. And it was pretty incredible.
What did you say?
Oh, I said a lot of things. The one thing that when I was writing what I was going to say was I looked up what his name meant.
Oh.
And that was one of the first things I did. And of course, I have to put on my glasses to read here. And that meant his name, Alex, means defender of humankind or protector. And I thought, my gosh, isn't that just the most fitting?
Yeah, for him.
For him. I really was surprised. And a lot about what I talked about was really just his role in the organization. The spirit that he brought was, he was branded. He cared about the organization. He cared about the people. He cared about the people that were being taken care of, not just by him, but by everybody else. And he just
that's so true right there.
Brought this incredible spirit. I used to refer to him as the chief morale officer.
Yes, the CMO.
Yeah, the CMO.
Yes.
And he was pretty proud of that, actually.
Isn't it incredible how somebody can embody so much empathy for others, right, and not, how do I say this, walk around with the victim shirt on.
Right.
He just wanted to take care of everybody else.
He did. And he used to send me these texts on occasion. Hey, boss, I have an idea.
Oh, yeah. I think he was vying for your job, Sandy.
And so I'd say, okay. But I knew when he said it, it was always something heartfelt. It wasn't just some,
shallow
comment. It was something that was really important. And we took some of those ideas and put them into play. He knew not every idea makes a cut. Not every idea I have makes a cut. But definitely it was really helpful. And lots of times it was how we can care about staff.
Yeah.
Just as much as we care about our patients.
He also was doing some telehealth stuff.
Yes. So
he was a technician.
We have a remote patient monitoring system. So ultimately, when we bring a patient on and they are going to become part of the remote patient monitoring program, he would go out and install the telemonitor, go through it with the patient, how to use it, etc. Make sure all the connections work, do test with the office to make sure anything that's transmitted will truly transmit and make individuals feel comfortable using the technology. Yeah.
The summer appeal, which has been going on for A long time.
Yeah, since the beginning of June, I want to say, end of May, beginning of June.
But a couple of years.
The whole appeal.
Yes. What? I mean, obviously, you wanted Alex to be part of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, I believe in the services we provide, and ultimately, the staff that provide these services care.
Or they would never be doing it.
Or they wouldn't be doing it.
Or they might for 5 minutes.
Right. It takes a really big heart.
Yeah.
And it takes a really big commitment to do this work. And that's what makes the organization. And I've seen staff cry because they can't do anymore. Someone's in a place where they just can't do anymore. I've seen staff cry because of the relationships that they've made with these individuals. And now they know, it's progressing and they're going to be on their end of life journey. I've seen staff celebrate success and independence. Yeah. And yes, you're being discharged and you're going to do this.
Wow.
I personally have received those services. My husband has too. I'm a strong believer in trying to make people be able to stay at home for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And
aging
it's the
in places, it's massive.
Right. And when you think about it, when you think about Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice, it really is about how do we keep people close to their family, neighbors, friends, and pets.
Yeah.
And
so important. I'm so glad you mentioned that because that's often and more often more important than, frankly, anything else is staying with our pets.
Right. It is. And a lot of our work, lots of times, is working with clients to say, especially those that may be on hospice, what's going to happen to my dog or my cat, or
more than anything else they're concerned.
And
about.
We're working with either placing them and making sure they know when something happens to you, this is where they're going to go. They're not just going to go to a shelter. Or sometimes the staff actually adopt the pets.
Yeah. I went through this very same thing right here in Central Vermont with my mom and dad.
Right. And it works the same too for individuals that may be at the end of their journey and being able to be independent and be alone, and may have to go to an assisted living or a nursing home, or may be moving out of state to go live with a family member out of town. Making sure that the things that are important to them are taken care of.
Yeah. And some don't know if they're going to be there for a while or if they're going to be there forever. So it could be a temporary thing. Believe me, that hits home for me. What did Alex say to you when he was like, Sandy, come on, you got to come with me? Is a PCA. I mean, let's just be real honest here, okay? You're extremely busy as the president and CEO. I can only imagine what a typical hour is. But for you to unplug and go with Alex, how did that happen?
Well, like I said, on occasion, I like to go out in the field and I like to go on visits with staff. I haven't done it actually in a while through COVID, but I like to see what's happening in the field. It gives us a good indication of the challenges the staff are up against. Like, we can talk about them. We have a good sense of what they are, but to really see it is another thing.
Sure.
It really puts things in perspective. So it just so happened I had been out in the field with some home health clinicians and some hospice clinicians. And I said, I haven't really been in the field with personal care attendants. So it just happened that Alex was chosen as that person. He'd say, hey, boss, I want to bring you out on visits. And it just happened to be that the timing. So it all worked. But usually, if anytime anyone said to me, I want to take you out on visits, I would make time to do that.
You have made this summer appeal part of Alex's story, his life story, but also his story with CVMC, contacted his mom and said, we would like to make our summer appeal in tribute to Alex.
Right. Yeah, and she was very grateful and very much happy to support that. And we wrote what we were going to say, and we let her review it just to make sure. And Sharon is a wonderful person. Sharon worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield for many, many years. I'm sure many people know her in the community.
That tribute that you wrote and posted on Facebook really hit a nerve with a lot of people. So what we're doing now is we're asking folks to contribute. The summer appeal runs until the 15th, I think, of September.
Mid-September. Yes.
Okay. What is the summer appeal, and why is it so important?
The summer appeal actually supports, like our appeals that we do in the fall and summer, really supports the overall organization and the programs that we provide, which are our home health programs, which is those medically skilled services, primarily covered by Medicare. Medicare has cut our rates over 50% in the last 11 years. Certainly our hospice program, as well as our long-term care programs, which are Medicaid-funded programs. And then we have our whole maternal, family, and child health programs, which certainly I think a lot of people, when they think about home health, they think about older individuals and people that are primarily, not able to leave their home. And that's certainly not our work. Exactly. It starts pre-birth and it goes through post-death. So it's really a whole host of services. Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice's services actually started with maternal, family, and child health services.
Well, that was the origin.
That was the origin of it.
Really?
Yes, a nurse going, caring for children at school.
And we're talking about like 100 years ago. Am I right?
Yes. Exactly.
Isn't that amazing?
So it is pretty amazing. In those programs, we all know that when you support children and families, once
you're starting out,
you're starting off. That's
where
the roots. Everything.
That's the foundation.
That's the foundation. So we really work throughout the foundation, and we have plenty of amazing partners in the community that also work with those individuals as they, pass on through their journey in life.
So we're still able to care for folks regardless of what's happening on a federal level?
Yes.
We're still able to do that.
We are still able to do that.
Regardless
we have
of
a generous
their ability.
community. We have to rely on our fundraising efforts to support operational losses that we've had for years. Our board is incredible. We have had the opportunity of having some investments, which we use on a regular basis to support operations, certainly to support workforce demands, et cetera. And we have to really look at, our resources and how we utilize them. So certainly technology, there's a lot to be said about AI and artificial intelligence to support some of the backroom services, also to support staff and having to write their notes. It doesn't take place. It doesn't make clinical decisions, but those are the things we all need to look at in our healthcare community to support staff being able to spend as much time as possible on taking care of individuals.
Efficiency.
Versus all the other paperwork that needs to be done.
Right. The technology, the telehealth has really popped over the last.
Remote patient monitoring, certainly in the telehealth aspect. I know when we went through COVID, we were in a place where we could immediately shift and pivot to doing telehealth visits.
Yeah.
And certainly we had the remote patient monitoring ability where providers can get into that platform and actually see the results that the patients are transmitting for themselves.
Yeah. whether it's breathing machines or whatever it is.
Yeah, for the most part, our remote patient monitoring really focuses on individuals that have diseases that are high risk for hospitalization, such as congestive heart failure, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, any sort of a cardiac, a lot of that. So weight, blood pressure, pulse ox, oxygen levels, etc.
But what that does is it's so great that keeps people home, comfortable with their pets, whatever,
right,
in their own surroundings,
exactly,
what they're familiar with,
yeah,
without having to schlep out of the house,
right,
middle of winter,
mm-hmm,
to drive to a doctor's appointment.
Right. Exactly. And we know that a lot of our physician and provider community is really relying on telehealth to reach and promote access.
There's a price tag with this stuff,
There is
though.
a price tag with that stuff. And for home health, none of that is reimbursed.
Oof.
Because they believe Medicare believes home health is in the home.
Oof.
So somebody's got to go there. But they haven't really adjusted to how do we keep up with that? Because we have individuals that ultimately need more oversight than,
Sure,
we can provide in person, so to speak.
What about growth and recruitment? You're always looking for...
We are. We actually are starting a really great career pathway next week.
Yes,
we
on the
have
17th.
Our first, August 17th is our first LNA training program that we are offering through CVHHH. So we have a couple of our personal care attendants that are going to be going through that program, so that next step up in their career pathway. And we also have a couple others that have applied through the community. So we're starting small for the first program because it's our first one. We want to make sure it's successful, and we have the ability to start that growth.
I have to just mention this because it's on my mind, and I'll regret it if I don't. The bereavement courses, for lack of a better term,
the grief support
group that you guys have done recently have come at a time when this local community right outside this window really needed this. We've had a couple of
tragedy.
There's been some tragedy.
Right.
There's been some great loss.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of organizations that really have supported a lot of that grief support as well over the years. So it's certainly, we're out there. Washington County Mental Health has done a lot of support.
Sure has.
Certainly in the school level, and just other organizations throughout. It seems like, once again, that's really supporting some of the things that really have an impact on overall people's health.
Yeah. We talk about we've talked about efficiency. What's going on with the electronic medical records?
Yeah, so we've had an electronic medical record for quite some time, and we are actually converting to a new system. Mid-September is our go live, so we're really excited about it. It's been a really inclusive process that we started last year, where we set out and we really wanted to focus on those electronic medical records that were really focused for the home health and hospice industry. So there are a lot of systems out there that are built, and they have a home health and hospice module, but they're really built either for a hospital setting or a primary care practice setting, et cetera. But our focus was really, how can we get the technology and the integration capability to potentially share information, but ultimately really support our work and our workflow for our staff. Because once again, you hear from clinicians so many times, so much of their time is spent with documentation and patient paperwork. So ultimately, last spring, early summer, we started a whole process. We determined about 6 or 7 software vendors that we were going to RFP to. We did the RFPs. We have a whole team that was reviewing that. Those RFPs, we narrowed that down. We did demonstrations on site. We brought staff in to participate in those demonstrations at all levels. And then ultimately, there was a scorecard, and we took those scorecards from all the staff that participated in those demonstrations and chose our system from there.
Really?
So, and then after that, we have been in the implementation phase where we've worked with this software vendor to really build our system based on our workflows. Yeah. So it's been a very long, intensive process. We are really excited to go live. We've had, strong support from our software vendor as well as another consulting group that's worked with us from a project management perspective. And we're looking forward to it. Tablets, new technology, with some potential use of AI, artificial intelligence, that does not replace a clinician. It is not making clinical decisions. Ultimately, it's helping with the documentation, like what happens in your doctor's office nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Right. And then some backroom stuff, chart reviews for all our quality work and stuff like that. So that's kind of our trajectory and path, which is really what's happening in our industry and sector. And with resources being so tight, there are ways that we have to look to be more efficient in running our business.
And all of this, as we have alluded to, comes with a price tag.
It comes with a price tag.
All of it does.
A very large price tag.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can only imagine.
Yeah. I want to go back to our LNA training program because we are really fortunate that we've had an incredible donor that has given us funding to actually support that LNA training program. So I am extremely grateful. He has been a wonderful supporter of our work, and we're going to have some really good outcomes. And I have been waiting to launch this program now for years. So I am full on board. Yeah. We are doing this. Our staff are really excited about it. And yeah.
So, do you want to drop any names here, or is this?
I'm not going to drop a name on this one, but certainly I speak to him on a regular basis, and we send him information regularly. But he is absolutely wonderful to support our organization in the way he does.
I know that you have spent quite a bit of time with other members of your team in Montpelier, advocating for the need for LNAs in this state.
Right.
Local.
Right.
LNAs.
And it's felt throughout the industry. I mean,
huge.
Nursing homes, all sorts of facilities,
everywhere.
Hospital, everywhere. So we're hoping this is really an opportunity for individuals to see that, we can build career pathways, and some of that going beyond the LNA is really partnering with other organizations to really support that. I know of recent, we had an individual who was LPN with us, and he was actually going to receive his RN. So we partnered with him with regards to doing his clinicals and needing to not be able to work a full-time schedule, but ultimately supporting him to have a full-time pay.
Yeah.
And then be able to stay on with us once he became an RN, which has worked out very successfully. And once again, we've had donor dollars to support us being able to do that.
Wow.
And it was that same donor to really help us support. Now there is some state funding out there that we can potentially tap into. But ultimately, it's a way for us to really look differently.
Sure.
So we, as an organization, as a VNA system, can offer these different career pathway programs, but they may look different than what a hospital can do with the different resources they have and the ability. So we may have just a very different version of that, but potentially we're able to support that. So it's really giving individuals an opportunity to work at all levels of the healthcare system.
I'm going to be paying very careful attention to cvhhh.org. But if you hop on the website, you can click on careers right there. But we'll be promoting this LNA program heavily here.
Great.
And
Thank you.
It's so exciting.
We're excited, and we're, like I said, we've been waiting to do this for several years, and it's become a reality. So.
Where might this, any more details? Will this be up on Granger Road or be CVMC?
Yep, it will be right up on Granger Road, and we have a training room, and certainly the staff will be training out in the fields and doing, we have patients that are in facilities as well, so we'll be partnering with them for those individuals to get some of their hands-on training through seeing our patients there, etc.
So needed. And I know that we've got plenty of listeners right now that are saying, "Whew, about time."
Right.
Yeah, this is great news. That's great news. So for folks that would like to make a donation during the summer appeal, you've got to, let's just say a few more weeks here, middle of September.
Right.
Please don't sit on this and wait on this. Make a donation. How easy is it? I mean, you just get on the website.
You can certainly go on the website and make it right there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
What are we asking for here? Are we asking for $10, $100?
Really, it's any amount you can give. We have a whole host of donors that are all ranges, and that's what's most important.
Yeah.
We are
power in numbers.
Right, power in numbers. So our donor base is significant, and it's our community.
Yeah.
And whatever they can do to support is really important to us.
All in tribute to Alex.
In tribute to Alex. We want his legacy to live on.
I think it's going to. This is one story. This is one man that has made such an impact on so many lives,
right?
And including your whole staff.
It has.
He's already got the legacy.
And we've had other staff that have been in his circumstance for different reasons, or other staff that have come through and actually ended up using our hospice program. Yeah. So definitely when it's one of your own, when the staff see it's one of their own, even if they haven't worked with them,
sure,
it puts things in perspective.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to be pushing the summer appeal here over the next couple of weeks in memory of Alex. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the LNA program. But is there anything else that you can think of, Sandy, that you want to push this morning?
I don't think so, other than, once again, it's the staff that makes this all happen. The work they do,
they're
really
in the trenches,
helps individuals. Individuals rely on them to give them a better tomorrow.
Yeah,
and that's what's most important.
It's remarkable to me that here's an organization that their bottom line is their priority is to take care of others, even if regardless of the patient's ability to pay. Which is like, who does that?
Right. And certainly we're regulated to that as well.
Yeah.
So,
the cost of medical insurance, the cost of healthcare, and it's not just Vermont, it's everywhere, is insane right now.
It is pretty incredible.
And the fact that you guys are doing this, you've got the backs of all Vermonters.
And it really is our community that allows us to do that. So, there's nobody's perfect at everything. There are times where, there are things we can't do. Yeah. And it doesn't quite meet the need, but we have, quality programs, and that's what they're in place for, quality improvement programs, and it's active, and that's how we become better. But certainly the industry is pretty strapped right now in lots of ways, not just financially, but really workforce is incredible. The needs are significant, and there's a lot to balance out there. So we're fortunate. We have a strong Central Vermont community of providers. We have Central Vermont Medical Center and all their primary care physicians. We have Plainfield Health Center. That's our federally qualified health center. We have the United Way. We have Washington County Mental Health. We have Parent-Child Center of Washington County. That's just naming a minimal number of organizations that really come together on a regular basis to support these individuals in their home.
Listen, I love talking about community, but and I love interviewing people, and I also love goofing around. But some of the stuff that goes into these microphones is so important, and it's more important than just information and entertainment. It's really, really critical, and I absolutely love chatting about anything to do with Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice. You guys do so much. It's
I love
incredible.
it too. My job is really easy based on the work that the staff do and the community.
20 years at the post, or 14,
Yeah.
something like that. 20 years
It's
with
been a
CVM,
while.
CVM.
This is a little over 20 years with Central Vermont Home Health, and I'm really passionate about it.
And 14 or 15 or something like that as president and CEO?
Yes, 14.
Long time.
Right.
Long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel very lucky.
Kudos to your entire staff.
Thank you.
A big hello to Emily, but your RNs.
It takes
Kelly,
all of us. It definitely takes all of us to do the work. There's no question about that.
Do great work.
We're very lucky. So
yeah. Maybe I'll learn how to play golf. Maybe Eddie will show me a thing or two.
I don't know. I've kind of liked it on the sidelines.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same here. Thank you so much for coming in here.
Well, thank you. And thank you for allowing us to highlight Alex and his generosity to the community and for the community, and just how much we care about him and his family. And and what a great employee he was. And we have a lot of individuals like him.
Listen, I don't have to tell you this. That you're invited in here anytime. Obviously, thank you for being a presenting sponsor for so long. But aside from that, you guys are welcome in here anytime.
Great.
Thank
you so much.
Make sure Emily knows that too.
Yeah.
And if you want to bang this drum again before the summer appeal ends, I'm all about it.
Okay, great. Yeah, maybe, too, it would be great to bring in some of our partners and do something together, because we work so closely. It's not just us. It definitely takes an army.
I would
and
love
some days
that.
it feels like that.
I'm sure it does. I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
So
thank you so much, Sandy.
Thanks so much, JD.
Sandy Rousse, my guest this morning, President and CEO of Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice, as we pay tribute this morning to BOGO, and the summer appeal is on. If you can make a donation, please contribute today to Central Vermont Home Health and Hospice to continue their mission. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking a deep dive on mental health in a big way here on the airwaves. Don't miss it. It's going to be real raw. It's going to be super relevant, and we'll connect in with you tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock right here in the Aired Out Podcast.